What's up, guys? It's Brian with Syntax Insurers and Chase with Supreme Lending coming at you with episode 1 of Coffee with Friends. How are you doing this morning, Chase?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here.
You got your coffee?
I do have I got my coffee. I wanted to go
We can get you a
downstairs and get
brandy cup. We know a guy.
it. No, look at this right here. It's Waco work.
There you go. There you go. You like it hot or iced?
I actually like it iced, but I was kind of running late this morning, so this is just the best I could do trying to get on this call.
I like cold brew, so mine's almost always cold.
Yeah.
Um, Perfect. Well, this is the first episode of Coffee with Friends. We've talked about it for a while. Finally found somebody interested in doing it with us, so we are going to start this. I think the goal is to have an episode every week. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I think at least once a week on Thursdays
Sounds good. And then we
or
also are
Wednesdays.
going to try to invite more people in. Um, Try to find realtors, other local professionals, get those invited in, see what they have going on. And if you have a local event that you want to kind of highlight, we will be here to talk to you about that and see if we can't get some more exposure to it. So, a little bit of background on us. Chase, why don't you tell us about you and how you got here and what it is you do?
Yeah, so I am a residential mortgage loan officer, and I actually just relocated here from Atlanta. I'm with Supreme Lending, and I'm actually a third generation loan officer. So I was literally born and bred to do this job, unfortunately. And my job is just to help put people in homes, and we try to do it just creating the best experience possible. It's not just about getting you pre-approved and getting you into the house. We want to make sure that you're not overly stressed out with the finances, because finding the house and going through that process can be stressful. So there's no reason to add levels to that.
Absolutely. And me and Chase first met at a BNI interest group. And I think that's one of the things that made us click is both of us are more relationship based.
Relationship,
We want to make sure that our clients have the best experience. And that's hard to find these days. It feels like a lot of people have transitioned to, I just have to
transactional.
get the next sale or whatever the case may be. And that's not what I'm here for. I spent 10 years in law enforcement helping people. And when I shifted careers, I wanted to make sure I still had that kind of relationship where I could help people and help them prepare. So that's what I've built my agency on. Syntax Insurers, we opened in April of 2020, right before COVID. We started with PGI, which is Premier Group Insurance. We bought into a bigger company so that way we could offer our clients the best we could. Premier Group Insurance just celebrated writing $1 billion in premium last year collectively. So we get some pretty cool things. We have a lot of carrier access and we get new things first in a lot of cases. So one of the things we currently have is a standalone win and hail product that is really helping homeowners kind of take control of their home when it comes to hail claims again.
I am actually so excited to do this podcast just to learn about your job. Like, I know so little about insurance because all I see is what is my number? What is my DTI? Can we close this house? And it obviously matters to me, like you being relationship, because that just kind of goes with the overall experience of purchasing a home. But as far as like the nitty gritty, I can never speak to it. So
Which I think is one of the things that people kind of get in a bind for because your home's one of your biggest investments in your life and one of your biggest expenses. So a lot of times their mortgage, or if they are more on that transactional side, they're going to go just based off of the price and not ask questions. Well, that's how you end up with a 3%, 4% deductible. And let's say you're looking at a $300,000 house, a 3% deductible is $9,000. A lot of people don't have $9,000 laying around just because a storm rolls through and decides to dump 1-inch hail on you. So that is where Sola can help. They offer an affordable option where you can cover that deductible for an out-of-pocket expense due to a covered claim, and we can still save you money on your insurance premiums, get your DTI down, get your house bought, but you're not sacrificing coverage or putting yourself in a bind financially. And a lot of times when you shop just based off of price, you miss the extra endorsements, like foundation damage, water damage, leakage, and seepage. Those are the things that you're going to need come claims time, which upsets people because they didn't click the right box. They didn't add that endorsement. Well, then they feel like insurance is a scam because it wasn't there for them.
right.
You just have to find the agent that takes the time to explain it to you and make sure you have what's covered. So that's kind of where we stand apart in Syndex Insurers is we'll take that time, figure it out. And there's times I may not have the right solution for you. It's rare, but if I don't, I know an agent that is, and we'll find that person for you and get you in touch with them.
I love that you do that because I do that too. It's like if you're coming to me and you're like, hey, I got this offer from this other lender, we'll go through it. We'll try to find you a program. But if I ultimately think that, hey, you're really going to be better off over here, I will tell you to go over there because it's not been about being transactional. It's about making sure that that person is set up for success.
100%.
And that's how you
And
win in the long run.
I think that's what's going to set us apart and truly kind of, I think AI, everybody's talking about AI. How AI is going to take jobs and how AI is going to affect insurance because everybody can compare quotes based off of AI now. Great. That makes my job easier. I can help and I can fact check it. I'm there for you. But I think what it's going to go back to is I think we're going to go back to an area where we were before COVID, where people want that face to face relationship. They want to network, they want to grow together, they want to know who they're doing business with, and they actually want to understand what they have in their loan. They want to know what they have in their policy. I think AI is going to help people educate themselves on what's actually important and if it's a good deal. So I don't think AI is going to have this huge downturn in the employment field that everybody else is afraid of. I think it's going to help customers and consumers wise up and actually know what they're purchasing, though.
I think I've said this to you before, and I'm sure you've heard this, but at least for us, they say, and I've heard it for real estate agents, is you're not going to be replaced by AI. You're going to be replaced by the lender, the real estate agent, the insurance agent that knows how to use AI. That's who you're going to be replaced by.
And I think that in our lifetime anyway, replacing is going to be a slow transition. I think it's going to be you'll become more efficient at doing what you do, and you'll be able to fine tune your client. And what I mean by that is you'll find the client that you can help best and give the best service to, and those clients will also be easier to find you. So, man, we've kind of been holding off on some things and keeping it a little bit under the wraps for a little bit, but we have the sip and learn coming up too that we need to pick a date on. I think the first one we're going to have some headshots, coffee bar, things like that. What kind of things do you want to see in the future of that, and who do you think should come to that?
Man, I don't know. I've kind of gone back and forth on this. I'm really excited. I feel like between the two of us, we have so many good ideas of like things that we can host and things that we can do. And I really want to, what I'm excited for is getting this first one under our belt, not so that me and you can decide what we're going to do next, but so we can get everybody's feedback on, hey, what would you like to see? And then you asked about, who would you like to see? I honestly don't know. I think for me, obviously real estate agents because they're in our world. They're going to probably be the ones that benefit the most from a lot of this stuff. But just small business owners in general in the McGregor, Waco, Temple, area, because I think you and I's goal is to bring that community together, regardless of what specific, you know, job you're in. Like there's no reason we can't all come together and support each other.
Yeah, I've spent a lot of times with various chambers, did a little stint in city council, and your community involvement really is what sets small business apart and building those relationships. Everybody, the small businesses are who sponsors your local teams, everything like that. When the PTOs need money, that's who they go to. So I think in getting more exposure to those things will help all of those organizations. So I think for me, any small business owner, realtor, if you work for yourself, if you're self-employed or any kind of sales, I think we can help them. We'll have little quick moments on social media tips, how to set up your profile to be the most proficient that it can, and make sure you're not accidentally or inadvertently shutting people away from sending you messages. I also want to make sure we have ways to help other local business owners connect with other business owners. I think if you're the smartest person in the room, you're not doing yourself any good. You need to surround yourself with people that are growing and constantly learning. So that's kind of my goal for it. But I agree. I think realtors, any small business owner, like I said, would be good. Later on, you mentioned being able to do CEs. I think that'll be huge for the realtors. We can put together some classes and kind of help people with that.
Yeah, I mean, we have a ton of classes that are already, preloaded and ready to go. We just got to jump out and teach them. But I know I told you, like, we have the ability of anything y'all, a real estate agent wants to be taught, we can go and create a CE and then teach that. So I think that's why I'm excited just to go ahead and get this first one done so that we can start getting that feedback of what is needed in the community, at least from a CE standpoint, because that is definitely going to be for real estate agents. I think that anyone can come and enjoy it. Like, we have an appraisal class, we have, I can teach a credit class. Like, the average person can, benefit from that, but real estate agents ultimately will benefit the most. So I'm excited to see what do they feel like they need right now, what would help them win in this market, what is going to help them handle objections in this market. So we just need to get that one loaded up and ready to go.
And the networking. I think networking will be good too. And we'll always throw in a little quick, hey, this is what is helping generate leads right now in this community. This is what's getting business sold here. Me and Chase are also, I guess, the part of the founding members. I don't know what the exact terminology would be for a new BNI group here in McGregor. So we'll kind of be, you know, um, pushing and utilizing every form of networking that we can to make sure anybody that comes into contact with us has the best chance at success that we can help.
Yeah, and I think I'm actually excited to we have our first not in person, our first virtual meeting tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
And I think you and I are going to start reaching out to people privately to see if they want to come on here as
Yeah.
well and talk about their business. So I'm excited about that too. We got a lot
Yeah,
of
I don't
stuff.
want it to be just us every week. Hopefully, we'll have some
No,
other people and we'll talk about their business, what they're doing, and kind of help spotlight other people in the community. Or if, like we said, if you have an event that you are going to be hosting, I know there's a lot of vendor events. I know different things throughout the community. There's a sunflower festival right now outside of Crawford. McGregor's real big into Founders Day. That'll be coming up pretty quick. The Chamber's always got events coming up, like movies in the park, different things. So if we can help expose or get some more exposure to that, I think it'll be good.
you know what I will say they did yesterday when I was on with Zach Owen that I really liked is they went through and talked about, like, hey, these are the events happening tonight this week.
Yeah.
And for us, with what we're trying to do, specifically in McGregor, that would be good for us as well. As if we can, hey, if you have an event coming up, let us know so that we can talk about it every time we do this podcast. Hey, next month, Bob from Roofer, whatever, has this coming up. Go check it out.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of things that in the surrounding area of McLennan County kind of get lost in the mix, especially if you can include in Gatesville, Moody, Bruce Eddy, Temple, Belton, McGregor, Crawford, Valley Mills, those extra places, they just don't get as much exposure. So again, that's kind of what we want to help with. And again, highlight other businesses that are doing good. One of the good things about being relationship is people will come to me and say, hey, I need my AC worked on. Who do I need to call? I have a plumbing leak. Who do I need to call? And I'm sure, Chase, if you have that too, maybe more in Atlanta, but as you grow your sphere here, you'll see that more here.
Yeah, becoming that go-to guy that,
So
hey, I need this. Here's that person.
the more people we can get involved in this and kind of have access points to and to refer out that we know is good and going to take care of our clients, I think that helps everybody. But well, I think that's about it for the first episode. So anything else you want to cover, go over?
No, not really. I think we'll start bringing people on here, have specific
Hopefully
topics and
next
things like
week.
that. Yeah, that we
So
need
if you
to
have
we need to reach
somebody
out
or
to
you
some
want to
people.
come help us figure out how to do this, come on. Or if you have a guest that you want to recommend, maybe if you want to come on, or if you have a small business or know somebody that does and needs some exposure, let us know. We want to support local. Like I said, we want to grow together, and more episodes coming soon. I think we should definitely be, we should probably ask them to, like it, share it, all the good things so we
Oh
get seen
yeah,
more, the algorithm.
maybe spread
Make sure
this.
to drop the like or hit the subscribe button, whatever the case is. So,
All
all
right,
right. Well,
cool.
we will see y'all next episode.